Is mayonnaise an instrument? Womp, 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 womp.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Magically Unstable. I'm Kurt.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Nicole.
And we are here to talk about Disney.
And our anxiety.
And that's why we're magically unstable.
Oh, Jesus.
Let's do that one more time.
Or we can just keep that whole thing.
Oh my God, that made me lightheaded. Oh my God.
I'm Kurt.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Nicole.
And we are here to talk about Disney.
And our anxiety.
And that's why we're
magically unstable.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Let's talk about ourselves. Nick, how was your week?
You didn't? God damn it. You didn't even give me the chance. You usually say like, hey, it's episode whatever. And I was going to sing, Can You Take Me Higher? And you ruined that for me. And now I'm sad.
I'm so sorry. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Magically Unstable. It is episode 20.
Can you take me higher? That's all I wanted to do.
I'm glad you got that opportunity to share.
There you go.
Anyway, my week's been all right.
Wait, 22? Is it episode 22?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Wow, look at that. Nice.
Anyway, my week was pretty good.
Good.
Yeah, it was fine. Nothing eventful happened. I hope not, because I don't remember it if it did. So, pleasant week for me. I don't know.
Good.
What about...
Wait. Did it stop raining?
What?
Do you have sunshine yet?
No, it's still raining, but it's Florida's rainy season, and like I think I talked about last podcast, it's just like the times. So I am waiting for the time to even out to where they're like mid-afternoon storms. But the Saharan dust is here now, and that's fun.
Ooh.
Yeah, but Kurt, are you dying in your 120-degree weather over in California?
Thankfully, it is not that bad. Yes, I'm dying because it's really fucking hot. It is not 120 degrees here, though, where I am in California, but it is really fucking hot. It has been really, 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 really unbearable the past couple days. Yeah, but other than that, it's it's great. Nothing really has happened this week. I literally have just stayed inside. Oh my God. Something did happen this week. Okay, so if you've been listening to our other episodes, you know that we are recording this episode 2 weeks from when you're listening to it right now. So we are currently in a heat wave. And this past Tuesday, my fucking power went out for like 2 hours.
Was right.
And it was 112 degrees outside. Thank God I had all of my blinds closed. My shades were drawn closed. Like, my apartment was at a nice, like, 75, but it, like, I would feel bad if other people didn't take those precautions and were just blasting their AC because our power was out for 2 hours. So that was a little stressful, but.
That reminds me, the power went out in Florida. Was it the same day? No, it was the next day. Mine was the next day, I think. But we were baking at work and like had like pies and cheesecakes in our convection oven, and the power went out and we had to run the oven by a fucking generator.
Was it from a storm though?
Yeah, so it's not the same. It's not like your electricity blackout, but yeah.
But I want to lose power because of a storm. I don't want to lose power because it's 112 degrees outside. Like, I want there to be a fucking raging storm and then lose power. That's what I want. I really hope this Saharan dust just creates like the fucking hurricane of hurricanes and it gets there next weekend when we're there. That's what I hope.
Yeah, I mean, why not? If we're going to go together.
Fingers fucking crossed. Anyways, Nicole, how was your week?
Well, I also lost power this week.
Oh, wow.
Due to construction,
It's a threefer.
Yeah.
What is it called? A turkey?
A turkey?
It's a
hat
turkey?
trick. Yeah. It's a hat trick.
A hat trick?
Yeah, bro.
No, this is Patrick.
No, is this the Krusty Krab? No, this is Patrick.
No.
I've never heard of a hat trick. I honestly have no idea what that is. Oh,
He's
a
no.
turkey is bowling.
I don't know if you know, but I'm really gay, so I've never watched hockey.
I'm like a half a dial gayer than you down. So you know what? No, it's more. It doesn't matter. That part doesn't matter. Nothing's real.
But it's
Like,
a
we're
three.
It's a 3 for. Anyway.
But yeah, that's been my week. I manically dyed my hair today. So, we're here.
What color is it?
It's dark brown. Although the
boring.
parts that were purple look a little green because I didn't color correct anything. I just slapped brown hair dye on my hair. So,
Yeah, that's
Nice.
not how that works.
yeah, I know. I just wanted to roll with it. I'm just going to keep dyeing it brown and just hoping for the best.
There we go.
Kurt, you look bored as fuck. We can move on.
I'm zoning out.
Can you take
To the owner
Doesn't
of the
matter.
white sedan.
You
left your lights on.
If you guys
Oh.
didn't, we all love SpongeBob here, and literally right before this recording, we were on the phone talking about SpongeBob, and we were all just quoting it. So it may seem like it's coming out of nowhere,
It's coming
but
out of somewhere.
it's coming out of somewhere. We're all
Yeah.
adults in our Nicole's late 20s and 30s, because we're what? How do you say it?
I'm going to
'Cause
say that
Kurt's
Kurt is in
30,
his late
Nicole's in her
30s.
mid-20s. I'm in my late 20s. So how do you describe that age? Anyway, we're all adults watching SpongeBob still. So
Yeah.
We're in our
Yes.
mid-20s to mid-30s.
We try, see, when you're listening to
Right?
this, this is actually how we talk. We just try to make it a little bit more focused so that our podcast has like some substance and it's not just us being idiots the whole time.
yes.
But you know what? Sometimes that bleeds through and you can't really help it.
No.
Yeah. Okay, let's take a little bit of a break. What? Let's take a little break and we will come
A
back
little bit
with
of a break.
mousekeeping.
A little bit of a break.
All right, everyone, now that we're stopped, let's take a minute to shout out to our socials.
Since you've made it this far, maybe subscribe to our podcast. You can subscribe wherever you're listening, like Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, or whatever you're listening on right now.
You can also find us over on Instagram at Magically Unstable Pod and on TikTok at Foreverland Fairy Tales.
And most importantly, if you want more Disney content or if you want to listen to our podcast on YouTube, make sure you find us there. We're at Foreverland Fairy Tales, and just remember to subscribe.
All right, let's get back to the episode. Hey, no, you know what, Nick, you bring us you bring us in. It's mousekeeping. You do it.
You do it. I don't weigh no damn 300 pounds. I weigh 165. You do it. Sorry.
Hey, we're back. Oh my fucking God. I
Take the
can't do
test.
this. I can't.
Take the test.
Who got the turkey ass?
Oh man.
Was eating the turkey ass.
Oh man. Ooh. Before we get started, on our before we
using
get started
that?
on housekeeping, I don't think we gave our new Instagram as much clout as it deserves on our last episode. We did mention it and we changed up our subscribe ad a little bit, but I do want to say we have a Magically Unstable Pod Instagram finally. So no need to search through Foreverland or no need to rely on us not posting anything because we have a Magically Unstable Instagram that is fully dedicated to this podcast. Side note, thank you so much for listening. Our listeners are growing. People are finding us and it's been really great. So keep leaving us reviews, keep subscribing, keep telling your friends about us. It's been really, really fun. So anyways, Magically Unstable Pod. We are on Instagram. Go follow us there for all of the details, extra behind the scenes things, antics, things that we talk about. We are going to be posting it all on Magically Unstable Pod at Instagram.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Housekeeping.
Mousekeeping.
Now it's mousekeeping.
Oh, we hitting the South.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so hey everyone, if you're new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. It's Mousekeeping, where we talk about all things Disney, like things from the parks, company, and let's go and learn about Nicole. What do you got for us today for Mousekeeping?
On this fucking episode of Where the Fuck is Bob Chapek's Dunce Cap, he was in...
Oh my God, new series, new mini-series for housekeeping.
We just shit
Bob
on
Chapek's
Bob
dunce
Chapek.
cap.
No, where the fuck is Bob Chapek's dunce cap? Who misplaced it? He needs
Let's hear about it. Let's hear about it.
Okay, so he had an interview, right? He was talking about Splash Mountain's not disappearance. Jesus Christ, it's not true crime. It's leaving. Is it leaving? Jesus Christ, is it leaving Disneyland too? I know Magic Kingdom it is in Disney World.
Are they refurbishing it to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to misspeak.
I was like,
Fucking
it's not
Bob.
leaving.
And then Nicole.
Well, it's leaving
it.
Walt Disney World, okay?
Yes, it is.
So it's being replaced with the Princess and the Frog. Is it also being replaced with the Princess and the Frog at Disneyland? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not leaving, but it's leaving.
I think it's all of them around the world. I'm pretty sure they're re-theming
like
every
the
single
whole thing.
one.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, fucking regardless, he's in an interview, right, with the Indiana, let me get it right, the Indiana University about this. And he said that Splash Mountain is over 60 years old and due for an update, due for a refurbishment, okay? Let me
60
throw
years.
Yeah, but hold on to that. Let me throw a date at you real quick. So Splash Mountain opened in Disneyland in 1989. Anybody want to do the math for that?
Well, I guess I'm
90.
50.
It's less than 50 years.
It's just less than 32. It's not even 32 years old yet.
Yeah.
Right.
Fucking
The only
idiot.
reason why I said 50 is because the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World is this year. So that means it, at least at Walt Disney World, can't be that old.
Yeah, it opened in 1992 at Walt Disney World. So he's a fucking idiot. Somebody find his dunce cap. But he also said it depicted happy slaves in the ride. So, like, he has no fucking clue what he's talking about. Like, quoted.
no.
They quoted it. Do you want me to find the
Wow.
quote? Hold on.
I did not know about that second part.
Hold on. Oh, yeah, no, but this is quoted by Bob from the interview, okay? But when you really take a hard look at an attraction that's been there for over 60 years, and you realize it's based on Song of the South, and Song of the South is based on a story which depicts happy slaves.
It's just like how Pocahontas, depicts a happy woman falling in love when she was really a 12-year-old who was getting raped and beaten by fucking colonizers.
You're right. He then goes on to say, that is probably not, a place that we all want to be, and a place that Disney wants to be. End quote.
Who
What a
wants
fucking
to be in
loser.
slavery? Who wants to be?
Where's Bob
And I
Chapek's
mean,
dunce cap?
Is he losing it?
Not even the fact that he's saying that, like, the ride is depicting happy slaves, but, like, even the movie Song of the South, like, I've never seen it because obviously Disney doesn't distribute it anywhere, but I've read a lot of articles about Song of the South and, like, what the movie is, and it's not about happy slaves at all. It's about, like, the end of slavery. Like, it's like the characters who are in it who portray the slaves.
Mm-hmm.
It's after slavery. They're not happy slaves. I'm pretty sure it's about they're happy that the slavery has been ended.
Correct. It says in the article, even in Song of the South, it is set during the Reconstruction era. So when slavery is, like, being abolished.
Yeah. Idiot.
Fucking
I just
idiot.
I don't know what part is worse. If, first of all, him trying to justify this ride being in the parks and being racist, and he's trying to use guys, that was 60 years ago, which isn't true. That's horrible. Him speaking, I understand, like, he was just speaking on what this quote unquote movie was trying to portray, but, like, him even saying the words happy slaves, those two words don't go together. Those two words aren't two words that are allowed to go together, because if a human is enslaved, I promise you they're not happy. Like, I understand like the movie was set afterwards, but just like the way he said it, you know, it wasn't, oh, they're happy people who are happy because they're no longer enslaved. You know, something like that would have been more appropriate.
I have another good quote for you if you read
This is what I mean though about him. This is what I mean. He doesn't take into consideration what he's actually saying. He's just going on these interviews or talking to people or making these decisions in public appearances and just literally talking out of his fucking ass. And like he has been doing this there are so many instances where it's just how he says things is just not the correct way to say them.
It's fucked up, man.
For this quote?
Yeah.
So you have to, again, wrapping this all up, you have to take the courage, you have to have the courage to go ahead and change something that's been, you know, pleasing a good number of people, has really high guest ratings for the last 60 years, and make the changes so that you could not only talk about making a positive change, but really get into it and make those changes. End quote.
Really happy reviews, positive reviews for the last 60 years.
For the last 60 years.
Yep. Wow.
What an idiot.
Dude, he's so fucked. Fuck that guy.
So that's Disney Company, fucking dumb dick.
Wow.
Kurt, what do you have for Disneyland?
Disneyland, man. Just like we did on our last recording, pretty sure Nick and I are going to be hand in hand with our housekeeping. But fireworks are back starting at Disneyland in the next couple days once this comes out. Ooh, 2 more days. Are you excited? Whoop, whoop. Anyways, sorry, July 4th. July 4th fireworks will be back at Disneyland with fucking Mickey's Mix Magic, aka the worst fireworks show I have literally ever seen. I would
Wait, is that the one that I hated?
Yeah,
too?
you just didn't see the fireworks. We just saw the projections.
I just suffered through that. Yeah,
the fireworks make it a little bit better, but it's still. I would literally take the firework display that they had on opening day in fucking 1959 or 55, and whenever the fuck it opened, and like I would have that over like the projections and like the cool music, and
so
it's fucking awful. It's
ago?
fucking awful, man. God, it's so
over
bad. Anyways, yes, Nicole. Anyways,
just keeps talking.
My other little bit of news is that the Disneyland band is back marching down Main Street, which is super exciting. It's the first little iteration of any type of parade that's coming back to Disneyland because we don't even have cavalcades.
Got nothing.
Yeah, but other than that, the last little thing is Indiana Jones no longer has a virtual queue now that you can queue back indoors. It's back to normal standby, and I've been kind of checking like every other day ish, and it's averaging about like an hour wait time. So I think people are kind of starting to not go on that ride as much as they did when it first reopened. But yeah, that's my news. Nick, how's
nice
WDW?
So yeah, like Kurt said, the fireworks will be back, except in Walt Disney World. They are coming back July 1st. And we will be seeing them on July 2nd in Magic Kingdom. We will be seeing the second showing of Happily Ever After.
Oh my God, I'm going to shit my pants.
We're also seeing them on the 1st from your apartment.
We are, yes. And Kurt will be seeing them on the 4th from my parking lot.
Yes.
So what that means is that Happily Ever After is coming back. Epcot Forever is coming back, not Harmonious. That's not quite ready yet. And but we will not be seeing Fantasmic or the Galactic Empire.
A real shame
that one.
That they couldn't fucking bring Fantasmic back.
Yeah. So I don't know. it was weird to me because wasn't there something with Fantasmic like right before the pandemic too? Like, I don't know. I seriously feel like they prioritize Fantasmic the least out of all of the shows. And it's literally like,
it's the best.
A lot of people, it's their favorite.
Weren't they updating it? Like they were constructing something. I'm pretty sure like the water was drained from the theater.
You're right. It was. I don't remember what they were doing.
I think they were like
back.
doing something to it.
Yeah. So yeah, those are the two shows that will be coming back to the night skies. So yippee fucking skippy.
Yay. Alrighty, let's take a little break, just a tiny, tiny one. And then we'll come back with this week's video, which was my trip to Avengers Campus.
Nice.
Magically unstable, assemble.
Shut the fuck up.
I almost just started singing in fucking Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh, man. Okay, but they sound similar. They're both like...
Action-y, whatever.
Great. Yeah.
Nice.
All right, let's talk about Avengers Campus because I was fortunate enough to go a couple weeks ago now, but we just put up a video on our YouTube channel, Foreverland Fairy Tales. So go check that out and maybe subscribe to us there also. But yeah, so let's talk about Avengers Campus. In the video, I just ran through my day. It is a voiceover video, so there's just a whole bunch of stock footage of different shows and the buildings at Avengers Campus and all the cool things that you can do, some hidden gems. It's really, really cool. So check that out. But yeah, so I started my day at I want to say we got up at 6:55 in the morning to try to get a Web Slingers boarding group, which honestly was a whole ordeal in itself, debating on when we're going to try, how we're going to try, if we're going to wake up at 5 in the morning and get to Disneyland and try. And if we don't make it, we can at least get there in earlier. It was a week's debate about what to do and what we think is the best way to do it. We ultimately decided, obviously, on not waking up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, because that's not me.
It is on Saturday.
So what, Nicole?
I said it is on Saturday because you're taking a fucking red-eye flight.
Oh, I am. Yeah, no, but I'm absolutely gonna pass the fuck out when I take that flight. Anyways, we ended up sleeping in until 6:45, and we just basically decided that if we were gonna get the boarding group, if we were going to have any chance of getting the boarding group, we wanted to do it from our internet where nobody else is trying to get into the Disney server from our IP address. And hopefully we would have better luck that way, because for some fucking reason, for a touch of Disney, for getting Disneyland tickets, we have gotten in within the first 30 minutes that it's actually open for those things. So we were like, why not just keep running with it and see if we luck out. And luckily we did. We got on so we did two different ones. Maybe Peter and I did the same thing. But we were seeing that a lot of people were getting their boarding groups from having the mobile queue page open on their My Disney Experience app. And then I don't know if Walt Disney World is like this, but you can refresh the page within the app instead of going out of it and then coming back in. You can just pull down and it reloads.
Yes.
So people were saying to do that and keep pulling down at 7 or 6:59:55 and so that it loads in time when it turns to 7 o'clock. So we were doing that, and I ended up getting in, and ended up getting the two boarding groups for myself and for Peter for group 15. So we were like, oh fuck, we gotta go. Because they only give you, I think it's an hour and a half after they call your group to get to the actual ride. It's just like it is at Rise of the Resistance.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, we got there. We ended up getting there. We got into the park at 9:30, and our time to get there for the ride was by 9:31. So I was like, we gotta fucking go. So I was stressing out a little bit about that. And I even like screenshotted my like boarding group information, and just in case it like deletes off of the page and they're like, nope, can't come in anymore.
Right.
I was a little panicky about that, but we ended up getting in. There was no wait for the Spider-Man entrance. Like they have like a separate line to get in for the boarding groups. So there was nobody there. We were able to walk right in. It was really nice and get on the ride. So once we were in, we just kind of stayed in probably until I think we left there around, I want to say 2:00 in the afternoon. So from 9:30 until 2 p.m., we wandered around Avengers Campus. After riding the Web Slingers ride, which I'll talk a little bit about that. It was basically Toy Story Midway Mania, except you don't have a gun. It's just all motion censored. So like it's cool and it's fun. But wow, when I say I am out of breath on that ride, like I need like a CPAP machine or something. Like I need to be put on oxygen.
No,
You know,
my carpal tunnel says no to that.
you know how mad I would have been? Like, yes, cool ride, but waiting like 6 hours in a line for it, I would have been so mad.
Well, you don't get to just go on the ride. You have to have a boarding group. So like if you don't get a boarding group, like you won't be able to get on the ride.
Oh, were the people waiting for hours the ones waiting to get into just Avengers Campus?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
But I guess
you get
like
to
even
skip that though if you get a boarding group. So
Right.
technically that's
Right.
the smartest way to get in.
Mm-hmm.
I guess like even if I got like boarding group like 92 and had to wait all night in order to do it, just the anticipation, I would have been like Midway Mania is pretty cool, but it would have been kind of a letdown, I feel like.
Yeah. And like I knew the ride system going in and it was still a little bit of a letdown, but like you literally have to like move and shoot webs from the motion part. And like, so it's obnoxious. Like I was doing like the normal Spider-Man thing, like flipping your arms back and forth. But then by the end, I noticed that you could do it with just your hands. So I was fucking playing the drums to shoot the webs out. I was like
Nice.
moving my hands like this.
So were you
It's fucking
seated on the
exhausting.
ride?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
That just
Mhm.
does not sound fun to me. I don't like those kind of rides at all. And like Disney has all of this technology and like, okay, I just thought in my head there for a second. I guess Avengers Campus does seem something that's like geared towards kids. Like it's literally fucking called Avengers Campus. Like this is clearly a kid's ride. And you know what? That's fine. I guess that's fine. They can have one
no
thing.
Jurassic, whatever the new Jurassic World ride is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Disney being Disney is, in order to get a better score and not have to fucking do a bicep workout like while you're on a goddamn ride, you can buy separately Spider-Man web slingers or whatever the fuck they're called. They're like cuffs that go on your wrists and there's buttons in your palms that it's basically like having like a trigger system on the ride, like Midway Mania does, or like Astro Blasters.
That's fucking cheap ass bullshit.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, get a better score, because then in the shop where they sell the majority of these things, they have up on the board or up on like the wall behind them, they have a digital board of like the best score this month, best score this year, best score today, best score within the last hour. So that it's like, especially for kids, they're like, oh, I want to get up on the board. I want my name to be up on the board for the next year. So
I'd be
then they're
like,
buying
well,
all this
yeah,
other
better.
shit.
You're not getting
It
no wristbands.
means
You know what else they
nothing.
did? Yeah, you know what else they did with this is that yes, you have your individual score, but you're based on your overall row score. So like if the four of us, you two and Peter and I, if we are in one row, that's the score that gets totaled. Like for like the
What's
overall
point?
like
What's the point of getting your wristband things? Like it doesn't
So-
even matter.
Well, see, that's the thing, is that if you want to be up on the board and all four of you are going to buy the fucking wrist things, then you're going to have an even bigger score. So they're selling more of the fucking wrist things.
That's so
They
dumb.
really
God, I
thought
hate
that out.
capitalism.
That's Scrooge
Yeah.
McDuck bullshit. That's Mick bullshit.
That is some
yeah.
fucking Mick bullshit energy.
Stupid. God damn it. You know, they could have actually taken I'm not going to say Spider-Man's not good, but they could have taken a better, like, concept and done something way cooler. Like, come on. It makes me sad.
I feel like this is along the lines of like a Midway Mania thing, except instead of the gun that they give you, it's like they hand you a pretend lasso and you have to pretend to lasso things. And then they're like, if you want a better
literally
score,
what it is.
Here's a real fucking rope.
Right. Well, Kurt
Yeah.
was saying, you know, Kurt, this reminds me of like how you were talking about Universal is moving to like all screens for their rides. And I understand this is meant to be like a video game thing. Like Disney Spider-Man, like Tom Holland is a teenager, like in the Spider-Man. I get what they're doing, but like it's just a lazy thing. Like they don't have to build all of these other things for their set. It's just screens, you know, and a ride on a track that maybe moves around.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same ride system as Toy Story Midway Mania. Like you're on a thing, it turns, it goes to different screen, like different walls with screens on it.
I think I stand by I would have been so fucking irritated.
Yeah.
Me.
It has been rumored. I think there has been like a tease announcement about it, but like we tried to ask a cast member who was super nice to us, and she was like, I have no idea even what's happening in this land. And she said like, so now that they have the new Loki show out,
Yes.
they had Loki, the new jumpsuit prison outfit Loki.
Yes.
He was there the day after the show premiered. She was like, I learned about that scrolling on TikTok last night. She's like, they don't tell us anything.
Wow.
Probably for good measure. Cast members would leak every fucking thing.
As they should, though.
I would.
That's why they don't tell them.
So anyways, it's been rumored, I think, that in the Avengers Campus building, like they do shows on it. It's like the whole like very modern looking building that they have with the Quinjet on top. It's supposed to be a new type of ride technology along the lines of Rise of the Resistance meets Millennium Falcon. And they're going to kind of like combine the two, I think. But like no specifics, no actual things have been let out. And it's going to be like an adventure through space or something like with the Quinjet. So we'll see. What about
just like a good old,
if that
like
ever happens,
like a good old reinvented like roller coaster or like
they don't got
a
room
fucking
for that.
dark ride. I know it's California, but like I don't know. I guess I'm not going to knock it. But like, I also don't love the trackless rides. Like, I love me some Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, but like, I also don't love that. Like, it just doesn't feel, I don't know, all these new technologies they're coming out with is just kind of like meh.
But see, I like Minnie and Mickey's Runaway Railway ride technology. I don't like Rise of the Resistance's. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway still feels like you're on an actual roller coaster most of the time, or a dark ride most of the time, because they have the whole train thing, right? And most of the time, your train cars are quote unquote connected. And I feel like they use really great use of the trackless ride in the spots that they do really use it, like the dancing scene.
Yes, that was fun.
And like the tornado scene, like all of that I feel is used much better than it is on Rise of the Resistance. Cool. Yeah. Or sorry, Millennium Falcon.
See. We will see.
We'll see.
What
Anyways,
happens.
that was a fun storyline. So after we walked around, we were able to watch some shows, which was a lot of fun. Avengers Campus has a Dora Milaje training show. The Warriors from Black Panther, which is really, really cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things. It's just like, I don't know. I feel like Universal would do like this latter option was the Dora Milaje, like their heads are shaved. Like the actresses have to actually shave their heads.
Damn.
And they have like this really cool like painted design like painted onto their heads. Mm-hmm. And I feel I'm glad it's not just like a wig cap throw it on somebody, or like a bald cap, and like, all right, here you go. That's what I was like. I feel like Universal would do that and just be like, here's the Dora Milaje.
But like the wrong color of like a wig cap.
Yeah, so you can totally tell. So yeah, I think that was really, really, really cool show. But then later on, there is a show it's like an Avengers show with Black Widow and Black Panther. These like bad guys are trying to take over the Avengers building, and they have like a stunt show. It's really cool. Black Panther like scales the side of the building.
Hell yeah.
Then there is the amazing Spider-Man show with that new animatronic
Dude, it's so fucking
technology.
weird. That shit is
great.
so weird.
Very
It's
wild.
so cool.
It's just like, why? Why does it have to be that realistic? Like, that freaks me out.
My favorite thing about the whole like phenomena that is this animatronic is the people who have been to Avengers Campus, and they make these TikToks where they'll show like the character in the Spider-Man suit doing the show, and they're like, you can't tell me that that's not a real person.
Literally.
The way that it moves is insane.
Yeah.
And the fact
Yeah, the
that they're just
animatronic
able
itself is
to repeatedly like yeet it off of a building.
just
Wait,
launching it.
Are you telling a joke because there's actually a guy in a Spider-Man suit doing a show sometimes?
Yes. Have you not seen that part?
Caught that. No, I thought the whole thing was an animatronic.
No, they have like an actor like dressed up in like a Spider-Man outfit, and he's doing some weird show, and then he's like, all right, let's test like the altitude thing, and he like goes back behind a building somewhere
Okay.
so that it's like the animatronic then looks like the actual guy who's being Spider-Man.
Now that is funny.
Okay.
Because I also would be the person on TikTok.
No,
no,
they'll film the actor, and they'll be like, oh, you can't tell me that this guy is not an animatronic or not a real person, when it's like this 4'8" guy in a Spider-Man suit.
Okay.
Nice.
But also, I think the thing that creeps me out the most about this animatronic is when it is scaling the building head first down to the ground.
That's a real
Yes.
person, Nicole. That's a real person. Oh my God.
It's not, though.
It is, though. The only thing that's an animatronic is the thing that flies through the air.
I don't.
That's what I
Everything else
thought.
is a real person.
Don't believe you. Genuinely.
Nicole, I've seen the show 4 times.
I thought
Have
that,
they
and I'm pretty
removed
sure
their
I
fucking
asked
mask?
Nicole. I'm pretty sure I asked Nicole, and I was like, wait, Nicole, I thought it was just an animatronic for the flying part. And I'm pretty sure it was you that you were like, no, it's the whole time. And I was like, holy shit, that's
Are
super
you Googling
realistic.
it right now because you
I'm-
literally don't believe me?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
sent
we
you,
can-
Nicole, I sent you
Why
videos
are
of
you
this.
arguing with me so much?
I need to leave.
I'm sorry,
need to
you're
leave.
arguing
Kurt,
with
I
me.
swear to fucking Christ.
You're gaslighting me.
I'm not gaslighting you. What do I
Help.
even type? What do I type?
Nicole,
What?
focus.
I'm
if you're
You
focused.
don't
typing,
type
type.
anything. You type nothing
I
because
said
you don't need to
Spider-Man
type
animatronic.
anything.
Is it
Cool.
real?
It's gonna say no because there is a fake Spider-Man in the show. Oh my God. Anyways, why are we talking about this?
Please.
There's
help me.
also, oh my God, there's also a Doctor Strange show that is usually later
Ooh.
on in the day, and I recommend, I guess give or take what's important to you, because the very, very last show is at 8:45, or at least it is when I saw it, and it's beautiful because it's outside. They use all the lighting. The lighting adds so much to the show that you really don't get the full scale of if you're watching it during the day. But I did see that if you are watching it during the day, sometimes Thor will come out from the
Ooh.
his weird ring thing, multiverse bullshit. So yeah, that's really cool and totally awesome. You should check it out. I think that's it. Oh, they also do a Guardians of the Galaxy like dance party down by Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. But that's pretty much about it. I'm not going to talk about the food because we do have a food video coming out But the last thing that I will say about Avengers Campus is do not wait in line for 5+ hours. Try to get a boarding group at home. You really don't need to be there so early because we were there all day, went over to Disneyland for a little bit, came back at 5:30, and we waited maybe 10 minutes to get in to Avengers Campus. The standby line went down to 10 minutes and we just got in. So it's really not worth it. Like, don't add to the madness that doesn't need to exist. So that's my little side note on it. The other thing that I love about this land are the amount of characters that they're using and the amount of storytelling that's going behind it with like just the smallest fucking, like, everything is connected, and you can find like evidence of the story that they created for this in like the smallest of places. It's unreal. When we were walking through the park or through the land for the couple hours that we were there, we walked past, I think we were able to see 10 different Marvel characters or 11 different Marvel characters. But like the whole concept of Avengers Campus is why Doctor Strange has like a huge thing there is because it's a very strong like energy point for this multiverse, which they're starting to break into. So the multiverse, which is like the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness movie that's coming out that has Wanda, which is going to tie into some of WandaVision, and then all this whole timeline shit with Loki, like it's all being tied into Avengers Campus. So you can have characters from multiple different like timelines or multiverses. So like, which is why you can still see Iron Man, you can still see Chris Evans, Captain America there, because those are the characters from a different timeline, and they're stuck in this quantum thing right now with Doctor Strange in Avengers Campus. Like, it all fucking ties in, and you can literally see any Marvel character on any given day, and I think that's so cool.
Nice. It's seriously, I can't wait to go. I love a majority of the Marvel movies. I'm not really into the whole like I don't worship them. Like, you know, like going to like Avengers Campus like did not sound fun to me. But honestly, like I really love that they're using a lot of acting and a lot of, you know, like you said, storytelling with cast members. And that's like so fun for me, especially because they're not using like the main cast. Like they are, but one of the huge shows is a Doctor Strange show. One of the dance parties is a Guardians of the Galaxy. And those, like, I don't want to say side stories, but it's not the main Avengers cast. And I fucking love that about this. So really excited to go. Oh, and T'Challa is like everywhere. Black Panther. My favorite Marvel movie is Black Panther. And I love that, you know, there's that stunt show with Black Widow, and then I'm pretty sure like he's just around, isn't he? Like for character meet and greets, is that going to be a thing? T'Challa.
No, he is. He does a meet and greet with Dora Milaje with Okoye.
I love that, and the that also like amazing. So
yeah, it's really, really cool.
Really excited to go.
Nicole, did you find this answer on Google yet?
The only thing I cannot find to confirm is if he is scaling the wall back down. If it is the animatronic scooting down the building, head first down the building in the animatronic way that it moves.
Nicole,
or if it's
a person.
And you're telling me that the fucking suit wouldn't start like, or they'd start quaking in their fucking boots? I don't know. It doesn't look like a person. It looks like an animatronic.
Anyway,
it's a person.
You guys can argue over the break. You can talk about this over the break because
there's no argument because I've
we're
gonna
go on our next break. Thanks, guys. We'll see you in 5.
Go watch our video. It's great.
Hey, Nicole.
Hey, what?
So you like to travel to Disney and Universal, right?
Heck yeah, I do.
Well, hot diggity dog then. Kurt's going to tell you all about this super helpful website, theparkprodigy.com.
Yay.
How about that, Kurt? Tell us about it.
Tell us about the parkprodigy.com, Kurt, please. Radio in.
Yeah, guys, I'm super excited. TheParkProdigy.com is home to Universal and Disney travel experts who are committed to providing a stress-free vacation from start to finish. The best part is that it doesn't matter if you're planning on purchasing theme park tickets or an on-site vacation package. The Park Prodigy is rolling out the red carpet to make sure every family is as prepared as possible for their next Orlando or Anaheim theme park vacation.
But Kurt, have you actually heard of all of the benefits of using the Park Prodigy?
I think I have, but tell me more.
Some of the most popular added benefits of choosing the Park Prodigy includes their Magic Rewards program, which allows all guests who book through their small business to earn gift card points. And the best part is you can put those gift cards toward the final price of your tickets or package. So don't waste your time in the parks. The Park Prodigy will help you come up with the perfect itinerary for your days visiting all of the theme parks.
Sweet. But what other benefits can I get?
One of my favorites is actually their Magically Carbon-Free program, where the Park Prodigy will offset the carbon footprint from your carried or airplane travel from your home to your destination. And a favorite benefit for all the guests who purchase their Universal theme park tickets will receive early park admission to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter to help you ride Hagrid's magical motorbike adventure before the rest of the park does.
Oh, yay. But I love saving money.
Well, I can help you there, Nicole, because as an added benefit of supporting our show, the Park Prodigy is also giving an additional $10 off to anyone who is listening. Simply use promo code FOREVERLAND2021 when booking your next vacation to take advantage of all of those savings. Again, that's FOREVERLAND2021.
All right, everybody. Nicole and I have determined that I am correct. And
No, we didn't.
No, we did.
They're
She
undecided.
watched it.
No.
She watched it and she said, I refuse to believe it. So
Okay,
it is a person.
I said I don't
So,
believe it. No, you're not just going
Nick.
to talk over me.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm scared.
So Nick, how are you? Let's have your therapy session.
I hope it's about us.
This is so uncomfortable. All right. So my therapy session that isn't about Kurt and Nicole giving me trauma. No, we're going to talk about hyped up Disney shit. Like the shit that people hype up that fucking blow. So I have been personally victimized by this many times. So let's fucking talk about it.
I'm ready.
You mean like lockers?
You know who you are.
Yikes. Yikes.
I hope
Rhymes
this is
with
why we blow up.
House cats.
The house. The house.
Ooh.
Yes. Couldn't think
Yeah.
of it.
Anyway, no, I'm not going to talk about lockers. But so let's go ahead. Let's chitty chat. So we all know we've all had that one experience where someone hypes something up and it really just blows. And Disney to me honestly feels like that happens the most frequently out of anything else anyone's ever hyped up for me.
Disney with Avengers Campus and Spider-Man web slingers.
Literally.
Say that too.
So, anyway, we've talked about this a lot that I hope that people who are like big Disney fans are kind of culty and like get a little bit like go a little bit too far with stuff. And like, I don't know, not hating on that, but those same people are the people that swear by these shitty ass things. So these people, you know what they remind me of? They remind me of the fucking like ancient people that go to the local diner and they like swear by that little shithole diner because they go for that 11 a.m. senior lunch special. But they've absolutely gotten food poisoning at least 50% of the time. But they still
And then they refuse to admit that it's from that restaurant.
Yes, like Like, no, every other time, just must have got a little cold. Like, no, you have screaming diarrhea. Like, you definitely got food poisoning. Anyway, that's what these recommendations remind me of. So let's go ahead and start. I'm going to start with Ohana. So people swear by this fucking restaurant, and we were so excited. We scoped out a dining reservation. We got one. We were so fucking happy. We're like, hell yeah, we're going to have breakfast.
We fucking hunted for an Ohana reservation.
And everyone's like, oh my God, it's going to be so fun. The food is so good. No. So first of all, we get there and it was really weird. I want to say it was almost brunch. I think it was a late breakfast. So the breakfast rush was gone and it wasn't quite lunch yet. So the servers were being real weird. And it was I don't know, our server was nice, but he also could give not one fuck about us at all. And literally was I'm still getting paid. It was a very weird experience. Yeah. And everyone's like, well, the food is all you care to eat. You get so much food. So Nicole and I tell the waiter that we're vegetarians and he didn't give a fuck. But he definitely.
Okay, cool. I'm not.
Literally.
Are we telling each other random facts about ourselves?
Literally.
Congrats.
We're expecting, at most of these restaurants, we expect to get, I don't know, some sort of alternative something when we ask for the vegetarian option. And I remember he came and it was all on one platter. So our whole table shared one platter. And there was meat on top of the eggs and all the
everything. It was
oh my
meat
God.
dish, meat dish, meat dish, meat dish.
And we were okay, so I guess we're paying $39 to eat eggs.
Each.
Right. And I mean, Nicole and I aren't super finicky when it comes to meat touching stuff. We usually don't care. But if that were a different person, that could have been a huge deal.
No, but it also
literally didn't care.
It also I think we were pretty newly vegetarians at that point. So our immune systems, our bodies weren't fucked if we ate a smidge of meat. But now, if I would have had something that was sitting on meat, I'm pretty sure I would have raging stomach cramps and the hottest diarrhea of my life. So
literally. So anyway, whatever. Because everyone was just all excited about this pineapple fucking bread or whatever. The food was okay. Even the meat eaters in our group, they were it was okay. Then it was very, very strange because Lilo and Stitch came out. No, or was it just Lilo? No, it was Lilo and Stitch. But there was no lighting in the restaurant. So the pictures we took with Lilo and Stitch, you can't even see us because it's so dark. And then we were oh, that picture wasn't great. And Lilo was okay, bye. Who gives a fuck? You weird ass adults, we're leaving. So couldn't even try and retake them, which I totally get it. You have other tables to see and we are a bunch of adults. Fine. But then the strangest thing to me was this fucking dance party.
The fucking conga line with Lilo and Stitch. What the fuck?
Yeah, all the workers
and they walk around with the fucking tambourines and shit.
They put that at Tusker, but it's cute. But this one was weird.
It was weird because there was one other family in Ohana and they had one son that was 3. So it was every employee in Ohana and this 3-year-old and then Lilo and Stitch, and the kid was scared. And they just they were show must go on. We're going to do it anyway.
Give me your screaming kid.
So Ohana sucked. I'd never recommend it. When people are ask where to go for breakfast, I don't know. Ohana's just not it. Not for me. So I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time on just one. So I'll do another one with a longer review, and then I'll just quickly go through a list of things.
I feel Ohana could be a therapy session.
It could. But another one was 50s Primetime. It fucking blew. It fucking blew. Everyone was oh, the service is so fun. They make fun of you. And our waiter was super weird. He was more excited to show us, I know they're supposed to have a photo album. But his was of his 19 years of working there, and he was like very much like
he was like
opening
going
up
through the book with us.
Yeah, and like it was there was seriously like 100 photos in this photo album of like him working at 50s primetime, and it was so fucking weird. And he just like wasn't fun. It was very uncomfortable. Like he definitely seemed like a molester, and it was very weird. The food was I know. The food was horrible. Nicole and I asked for the vegetarian options, and we literally paid like $45 for a plate of horrible polenta and like 3 asparaguses. And it was so much money.
You know what? You know, I remember it had mushrooms on it too, because I was afraid they were going to come by and make me eat the mushrooms. So I was throwing them on Nick's plate.
Yes.
Because I just hate mushrooms.
Terrible.
And so I just kept scooping them onto her plate. I was like, this is awful.
I never
Why
ever
would they
want
make
to go
you
back
eat the mushrooms?
Because they come by and they ridicule you if you don't eat your vegetables, and they'll like make fun of you in front of the whole restaurant.
They'll make you get up and like
I'm not about that
or,
life.
They'll like bring it back with whipped cream on it and like be like, here's your dessert. It's your vegetables.
Yep.
And that is like not a place for my
What?
anxiety. You've
Yes.
never heard about that?
No.
Yeah. So Nicole and I
No,
I could not
thanks.
stand it, because if she had to do it, I was going to get anxiety about her having to do it. And I was like, we cannot let
I was going to pass out.
Oh my God.
So I was
Yeah,
like, Nick, you better
horrible.
fucking stuff your face with all of these mushrooms.
I did too. I ate everything, and I was
did.
so
So
full
did
of
I.
I love mushrooms, and I love polenta, and I love asparagus, but none of them were good. They did not cook any of it good. It seemed like they maybe steamed it in like a water bath for like 3 minutes and then just served it like raw. It was so gross.
Or just boiled it.
Yeah, it was ew. So never going back there. You could not drag me into that place, because absolutely not. So then another one that is people hyped it up is Carousel of Progress. It's not fun. It's not cool. It's weird. It smells bad. And the air conditioning is not that great in there. So it's not even worth a nap. Another one is Rise of the Resistance. That was hyped up so much, and it wasn't that great. Like, as a Star Wars fan, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and it was a letdown to me. I definitely thought it was going to be more thrilling. We've now time-stamped forever as this new Star Wars ride as the sequels, and there's so much better things in the Star Wars universe than just one movie. So it's not a timeless ride, and the technology is amazing, super impressive, but I find the ride to be boring sometimes.
They could have done so much more with the trackless on it. And I mean, me speaking of somebody who doesn't work at Disney at all in the Imagineers. But like with the shit that they did with that ride, it just could have been so much cooler.
Exactly. So I don't know. I always try and get a boarding group because it is cool to have something Star Wars, but not that great to me. Another thing that I've never done, which I refuse to do, is the Country Bear Jamboree. I've never seen it, but it always seems racist. So why would I go see it? But people like fucking cream their pants over that kind of stuff, and I don't understand.
Never seen it, but it seems
racist. I was not ready
racist.
for you to say Country Bear Jamboree. I was not prepared for you to say Country Bear Jamboree, because I never remember that it's a thing until I see it. And
until you see the bears walking around like...
And you just went from fucking like Rise of the Resistance to fucking Country Bear Jamboree. Like you weren't even on like the same fucking plane, man.
No, I was on a different planet with that one. Yeah. I mean, too bad you guys aren't friends with me, because every time I go to Magic Kingdom, I send them pictures of the fucking country bears up on top of the roof, like fucking creepy ass inbred
staring
fucking
into
weirdos.
your soul.
I hate it. Anyway, I will say, with all of the negative,
Find it on the Instagram.
Yes, it will be on Instagram. I'm going to leave you guys with 2 things that I believe were worth the hype that I have done in my life. I don't know where else I would have done them other than my life, but
Wait.
what?
Sorry, can I throw in an honorary disappointment for you, an overhyped thing for you?
Is it the Spider-Man?
Yes.
Like, it's honest. No, shut up, Nicole. It's on your list. I'm sure it's on your list somewhere. Like the
What?
one that got cut out. The fucking pirate boat party with no
Oh my God.
Mickey bars.
With no
Don't
fucking
even-
Mickey bars.
I'm
With no
fucking
fucking Mickey bars.
pissed about that.
I'm fucking pissed too.
And
No
Peter
fucking Mickey
Pan.
bars.
Oh man.
Dude, oh
that.
my
Fuck
God.
that.
See,
They need to sink the boat.
honorable
Fuck that.
mention. Honorable mention.
Paid
That-
$80
you know, that-
to get fucking snubbed by goddamn some weirdo in tights. I'm sorry.
Without
Why?
any Mickey bars. With
My,
not a
no
single
fucking Mickey
fucking
bar.
one. They had a
Not
surplus
one.
of the fucking gold
Not a
coins.
morsel.
The gold chocolate coins because nobody
That
fucking
tastes
wanted
like
those.
asshole.
They had fucking cheese and crackers and fucking pretzels. Bagged rolled gold pretzels. I'm done. Sorry.
Okay, what are your
Anyway.
positives? What are some good things?
My
I needed that
positive.
more than you did, I think.
We went really low on that one. All right. So Kona Cafe was fucking delicious. Everyone hypes up the Tonga toast. I do not like French toast, and I would recommend the Tonga toast to anyone. It was so good.
Wow.
Great service, great prices. Love the Polynesian resort. And the second thing is the Tiki Room. So I had never gone and seen the Tiki Room. That was like recent in like 2019. And Michael and I were like, what's the Tiki Room? And this couple in front of us turned around and it was a super rad chick. She had like lime green hair, all tattooed. And she was like, oh, you'll love it. You have to go on the Tiki Room. And she was so cool that I took her recommendation and I went and saw it. And it was cute. It was adorable. And I loved it.
I
Yeah.
do love the Tiki Room. It is a really, really,
The
really
Tiki
great
Room is
option
really
to go
great.
to.
It's adorable. And the air conditioning is always on point in there. So,
Hey.
but that's all. Yeah. That's all.
Wow, that was nice. That was fun. That was a good therapy session because I feel like that list could be miles fucking long because
Oh, it
people
can.
and Disney overhype literally everything. The smallest piece of information can come out automatically is overhyped.
Maybe
I can
we
tell
make that a
ya,
sequel.
Is that a little DFB? I feel like DFB is the worst that like pushes that into people's minds. They like
Oh, it's bad.
they have the hypnotizing circle and they're like, Mickey pretzels are good with nacho cheese.
Yeah.
Get your popcorn bucket.
Yeah, they push that what do they call it? The plastic cheese.
Yes, it is fucking gross.
Yikes.
Anyway,
Yeah, nice.
That's
That was a
all.
good topic. I like that one. I feel like you could absolutely do a part 2 on that because that
Yeah,
was
let's
pretty
do it.
fun.
let's do
That was
it.
fun. All right, let's head into the coping session, the very, very last little session of our podcast. So it is my coping session this week, and because I am planning on going to Disneyland on Sunday in preparation just to use our second day of our park hopper pass, but I'm also going to be filming our Disneyland Main Street facts video. So I want to talk about the Main Street for my coping session because it's my favorite land at Disneyland and at Disney World. It's where I like to honestly spend all day if I could. So I want to talk about how we can cope with being on Main Street in the morning because I feel like that's a pretty fucking stressful thing. If you're trying to get somewhere, if you're trying to get some coffee, it's usually mobbed in the morning anywhere you go, maybe except the Candy Palace.
Gross. It's pretty nice in
Yeah.
Walt Disney World in the morning, so this is really interesting. I'd love to hear how to cope with it because it's shit any other time of the day at Walt Disney World. So
Yeah, well, I mean, because at Disneyland, you either go to Disneyland or DCA. Like, there's not 3 other parks that you can go to or 2 other parks that you can go to. So everybody has to get funneled through Main Street if you're going to Disneyland. And it's also smaller at Disneyland than it is at Walt Disney World, both in height and width. So it just seems more packed also, but it's just a fucking shit show. There's not a lot of space. And even at Walt Disney World, I mean, I haven't been like rope drop lately since last year, since September when we came. So I haven't been there, but pre-pandemic, it was still pretty terrible. And you know, the line for Starbucks like wrapped all the fucking way like down the street, and it's just usually a lot to process
lot.
while you're there, and like you want to get to the rides. So I want to talk about what we do to cope with that. my biggest thing that I like to do is kind of because I feel like I'm a little bit of a Disney nerd, and like I love the Imagineering and the storytelling, and I like to know the facts about everything. And like when I go to like Disney museums and shit, like I will read every fucking plaque of every little description card. Just because I want to know about that stuff. I think it's really fascinating. So that's what I will do with Disneyland, which is why I wanted to make the video that I'm making about Main Street. So that's why I chose Main Street. And I feel like trying to look at the windows on the second story, or knowing things about like the brickwork, or knowing what stores used to be here, just like fun things that I can find to distract myself of the fact that I'm in one of those like, what do we call it? Like the fucking like riptide crowds where like you're just being pushed one way kind of without your knowledge. So that's kind of what I do to take myself out of that situation. I like to look around. I like to honestly also go through the stores, because not a lot of people go through the Emporium or really anywhere else. They all funnel down Main Street. So yeah, that's how I cope with that.
Nice. No, Main Street can be a total mess. So it's a scary place, even though, like Kurt said, it's like one of my favorite spots is in Main Street. It's like that little side street right by Starbucks where there's a couple tables back there, and I love going back there. But that's I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm agreeing with you is what I'm saying. I agree with Kurt 100% that it's nice to have a distraction, because Main Street, like, it's the one walkway in, it's the one walkway out. It's where all of the main shops are in Magic Kingdom. So people, it's when parades go by, people want to be on the curb. Well, I'm sorry, cavalcades. When cavalcades go by, people want to be on that curb, like lining the fucking street. So it's always a goddamn shit show.
Yeah, and I think what adds to it also is, at least I'm pretty sure they do it at Disney World, but they play in the morning on Main Street. They play like super uppity music, and they play like tracks from Hello Dolly. They play like very 1800s like yippee jazz music, and like weird the piano ragtime, whatever the fuck it's called. And it just kind of like stimulates your senses even more. It's like when they play like the really quick music during like action movies or scary movies, where it's like, oh god, we're gonna use the music to heighten our anxiety. Like, it's kind of what it does to me a little bit. And then at night it's a little nicer, because like they play a little bit calmer music, and it's just like a different soundtrack. So it definitely adds to the anxiety. So I think that's just another reason to look at the fun stuff.
Nice.
You know what is really nice though is in Walt Disney World. If you have been to Walt Disney World before and you don't care about walking down Main Street right away, like in the morning rush or in the afternoon parade rush, sometimes to the right of the confectionery and the hat shop, they open this like side door that takes you right to Tomorrowland, and you can cut around right to the castle. It literally takes less time to go that way, but you skip all that mess. Like, I get a lot of people love walking down Main Street and like seeing the castle. It is like a really beautiful sight, especially right away in the morning, like the morning dew and the birds, and it's really pretty. But if you just want to fucking like get around a dumbass crowd, just go, to the right. They don't always open that though. So I only have seen it like 5 times since all of the times I've been to Magic Kingdom. But it's a really nice route.
Crowd control though, or at least that's what they used to do, because they opened it. I've only been through that way once, and it was for the Halloween party. They had like trick or treat stations set up there.
They did it a lot throughout the pandemic, I think, to really make sure crowds stayed spread out. But who knows if they'll do, since everything's like back. Well, I'm doing quotations back to normal. They might not do that anymore. So
yeah, they have one of those at Disneyland too that they use for when I only have been down there, I think, when Magic Happens like first came out. They opened up that pathway because so many people were lining up to watch the new parade.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Alrighty, guys, that's going to wrap up our episode. Thank you so much for coming back for another week of us being magically unstable. Oh my god.
It was you this time. Stupid.
Oh, one of us had to. Wow, that was my spit. Like we said
Stupid.
in the beginning, go check out our new Instagram, Magically Unstable Pod, and give us a follow there. You can also find us on YouTube and our other Instagram, Foreverland Fairy Tales. Make sure you subscribe there, as well as whatever platform you're listening on to us right now.
Yeah.
Do it.
Thanks for hanging around. And remember to stay magical. Make good choices. At least tomorrow. At least one day out of the week. Start somewhere.
Yeah.
Y'all got to start somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, guys. We will talk to you next week.
Bye.
Toodles. Ba-da-dee-da-dee-da-do-do. Dee-da-dee-da-do.